Al-Adha prayer is going to take place for the first time at the U.S. Bank Stadium, a football stadium, where thousands of Muslims are going to take a knee and pray Eid al-Adha. This is a wonderful day where a lot of Americans, neighbors, come in here with signs of love, greeting the Muslims, responding to the hate messages that the Muslims been getting since this event had been announced.
My name is Megan.
Megan, and is this organized?
No, just a loose group of people. We had a Muslim friend who posted that there were some hateful messages on stories.
I got love everywhere, man.
I love his love.
I just give the love back.
Okay.
You know?
What's your... Well, now we are inside the U.S. Bank Stadium where football is played every Sunday. Muslims inside the stadium here, and most of the people are on the field, and nobody understands.
Eid Mubarak for Muslim around the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
I never.
This is your first time?
First time.
Now you have it.
Inshallah.
Enjoy. How about you, sir? It's your first time?
Yeah.
Enjoy. Okay. Have you been in that stadium before?
No.
This is your first time?
First time.
Okay, enjoy. How about you?
Yeah, first time.
This is your first time in
Yes.
the stadium?
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. How about you, sir?
First time.
First time.
First time.
You follow football?
Soccer.
Soccer. Okay, as you can see, this is for a lot of Muslims the first time be at football stadium. This is a great day, a great tradition, and this mixing tradition of football and sport.
I mean, this is a dream come true to most of us, and it's my first time, so.
It's big thing to me today because I never came inside of the stadium.
Muslim around you.
It feels good. It's nice. You
Nice.
know, it's a different experience.
Think U.S. Bank can handle that?
Of course they can.
Okay.
At 9 a.m. as we said, inshallah ta'ala, we're just waiting, inshallah ta'ala.
I'm more used to European culture. I feel closer because in Morocco we're kind of colonized by French and Spanish, and in Europe. So US is kind of different, a little bit different, but
Well, how do you like the Muslim are colonizing the stadium here?
they're not colonizing. I wouldn't use that word. Colonizing.
And we are blessed to see all this Muslim and to be here.
It's fantastic. I'm so happy to see that all the Muslims of the state can come together and pray in this fantastic venue.
Tariq. Assalamu alaikum, my name is Nasreen. Assalamu alaikum, my name is Noura. Assalamu alaikum, my name is Layla. Tala.
Name?
Tala.
Hala. How you doing, Hala?
Not Hala, Tala.
Tala.
Yeah.
Right? Tala.
T-A-L-A. Everyone does that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so no.
My name is Amber. I am his wife.
His wife, okay.
Assalamu alaikum, my name's Neda, and she's my aunt.
And he.
This is my little brother.
What a hair! My goodness, he needs a haircut already. Brother, how are you? Good seeing you. You know, this morning as we come in, we saw a lot of Muslim neighbor coming with sign of love, greeting the Muslims. So they are out there, you know, responding to the hate sign that Muslim been getting since this event was announced.
Absolutely, there's certainly more of that. This is our response to that small number of hatred and want to divide us. The antidote to that is coming together with our neighbors and celebrating their ability to worship as they see fit. And when you see this, the joy on children's faces, this is the Minnesota that we know and love. So.
This is really one of the greatest pleasure for all the Muslim Ummah because this is part of the recognition that we belong to this community.
Eid is great today.
Very good.
Eid is great today. Super Eid.
This is our first time, and we're very excited about that.
Yeah, I'm original Democratic Republic of Congo, but I'm a U.S. citizen.
So, out of your hands.
from the Indian culture. We picked it up, so we do it too.
So when do you do it and how long would last?
It will last for like maybe a week and a half. It naturally comes off with water.
How did you manage to take a day off today to celebrate the Eid?
Actually, I'm going back to work. I work next to Target Field, so I'm going back to work. But I woke up 6 o'clock in the morning to get the train to get here with my son.
$1,000.
Well, people raise some concern about, is it worth it really for spend that much money?
Wallahi, it's worth it, because the reason why we did it, you see, we raising our youth, our children in this country. When we are having our Eid and our Ayat into big, stadium like this, it's important, because when kids go back to school, all the other kids, they're talking about the football field they participated, they're talking about the concert they go. What our kids will talk about?
Now, they have a lot to talk about. The Super Eid at US Bank stadiums for the first time, where thousands of Muslims came to take a knee and pray to Almighty God and not to the NFL mighty owners. Great experience and great success. My name is Ahmed Tharwat with Cat Moon from US Bank Stadium.
I would be all the time for the love of my father and my wife and my brothers, my friends and my lovers, my sister and my mother. Yeah, add them all up together. Get a great day. All the love.
Every coffee shop has a story. Mojo Coffee Gallery is no different. If you want to find out the story behind the coffee shop, you need to meet the owner, Marco Fields. He grew up in the 60s, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And after a long history, soul searching, he had an idea, a coffee shop with a gallery. On a beautiful summer afternoon, I went to his coffee shop to find out his story.
I was a kid who was raised in a fundamentalist Baptist family. I'm not fundamentalist material. I was liberal out of the womb. I was always the kid in trouble. There's no black and white for me. I'm in the gray areas. About, let's say 18 years ago, I had this idea of a coffee shop with a gallery, a functioning gallery, that was mostly coffee mugs. Because as a teacher, I was teaching ceramics, so I'm teaching people how to throw. I was throwing. I'm mostly a hand builder or a sculptor, but I throw, and I throw well. And I've always been fascinated, and everyone I know is fascinated. They love to watch somebody throwing on a potter's wheel. It's fascinating. And so I envisioned a coffee shop on Main Street America. Let's imagine on Central Avenue. And you've got a storefront. And having in that glassed storefront area, having a glassed in a potter's wheel and someone throwing. And throwing coffee mugs mostly, and throwing forms. And then having hundreds of coffee mugs for sale on the shelves, many of which are made by the artists that demonstrate there. I could demonstrate there, students could demonstrate there, my colleagues could demonstrate there, and people enjoy watching potters.
Is that this coffee shop has working artists on a regular basis, so they have us set up a little corner for the artists to work, and customers here who come for coffee, breakfast, lunch.
Art was very much worth my devoting my life to the pursuit or creation of art, because art is very important. Art, it does a number of functions. It has a number of reasons and purposes. And do Do you know anyone who has completely bare walls in their house?
I believe art is important to God, that it is a way that people worship because it's beautiful and God created things. And so when people are creative, they are being creative like God made them to be.
That's one of the great things about ceramics is you see it and you feel it. It adds another dimension to it, another aspect. And that's why so many people like to eat off of thrown plates. You know, everybody can eat off a Corel. That's easy. So it's a tactile, it's an immediate connectivity. It's in clay is a reminder of something that is exquisite, that's clearly handmade, especially when you consider that we're being inundated with more and more technology, and many of us are feeling estranged or, you know, unconnected. But originally, the operation and function of the gallery, and this was, I had to agree with it. I had to compromise on stuff, you know. I mean, I insisted on my way, on the look, the aesthetics, and what we would do in there. It had to have a demonstration area because people still love to watch stuff being made. It had to have an area for small venue for music, not that it would become Marco's self-indulgent venue of music. We wanted it to be affordable for anybody who came in, that we would give them a good cup of coffee, a premium coffee, that we would give them a good plate of food that was well sourced, very affordably, and we'd make a go of it. And the gallery, if you look at it purely antiseptically, let's say, or clinically, let's say the gallery supplies the decor or the ambiance, which it certainly does. And you know, I'm the curator of all the stuff in there, and I also sell objects that are fascinating, that have an aesthetic. Old tools are beautiful to look at. I support that. It's not a noisy place. We keep the music at a level that conversation is never impinged upon. So we try to be friendly, we try to be honest, we try to give good service, good product. We're sincere, and I don't know, I mean, everyone seems to find their niche here.
Just take a look around, cause the universe is writing you a letter.
Really comfortable place to, if you need to do some work on your laptop, great. If you want to just journal, you know, if you need some creative energy, you feel like you...
We're not trying to be hip, slick, and cool. We don't want to be Spy House. I don't know how to be that cool, you know? The first time, and it's been dozens of people have said exactly that. Mojo has such a good vibe. I came in here, this place has a good vibe. And it's like, I hadn't heard it. It was like...
lively, and no, it has a vibe, it has...
Marco feels his fields of dreams finally there.
Kind of like this. I would be all the time for the love of my father and my wife and my brothers, my friends and my lovers, my sister and my mother. Yeah, add them all up together. It's a great day. All the love. I don't know what I'm talking about. Little kids so freaked out by the notion of a little white woman.